This 15-year-old lion that has never been outside before is about to feel grass for the first time. Ruben is a lion that was born in a private zoo in Armenia. For his entire life, all he's known is the concrete of his enclosure and the iron bars that keep him in. He has never once seen the world outside and is very much a stranger to even the simplest parts of nature. At the very least, though, he seemed content with how his daily needs were being provided for and relished the company of the other lions around him, which were also kept in captivity. Unfortunately, this wouldn't end up lasting very long. When the zoo eventually shut down, almost all of the animals were taken away and relocated to sanctuaries, nature reserves, and other places where they would be taken care of, except for him. It was said that there just wouldn't be room for him out there, so he was coldly abandoned in the same enclosure he's been in all his life so far. Suddenly, everything he'd ever known was taken away from him. Aside from him not being regularly cared for anymore, lions happen to be very social animals and need ample company in order to remain happy. Their roars can travel up to 6 miles away, but no matter how much he roared, no one ever roared back. He stopped roaring entirely, and many people took pity on him and began feeding him through the bars. It was clear that this wouldn't be enough, though, and his health deteriorated in the whopping 5 years he was stuck in that situation. Thankfully, a lion sanctuary all the way in Africa had a spot just for him. The organization Animal Defenders International began to move quickly, funding the means to get him out of that shutdown zoo and bringing him into Africa. Their plan was to transport him to Africa by airplane alongside other cargo, as it would be the smoothest and fastest way for him to travel without getting too stressed. Qatar Airlines Cargo offered them a spot in one of their regular passenger planes. The heat would be a massive concern, though, but everyone involved was ready to go above and beyond for Ruben's safety, comfort, and eventual relocation. They custom-built his travel crate in Armenia so that it would fit him snugly. They painted it white to reflect as much heat as possible and sprayed the inside of it with lavender and fellaway, which calms cats down and keeps them relaxed. When it was all said and done, Ruben was sedated to be put into the crate, and people from the organization traveled with him on the same flight to ensure there would be no issues throughout the 15 hours that they would be flying. Finally, the plane landed in South Africa, and Ruben was driven to the sanctuary by truck. There, he would experience a magical moment as he stepped out of his crate. This would be the first time he would feel grass along his feet, experience the sun smiling down on him, and the wind whipping through his mane. He almost stumbles out, overwhelmed by new sensations and not quite knowing how he should walk on this unfamiliar terrain. He would lie down on the ground, look up at the birds in the sky, and indulge his curiosities in the toys given to him. Most of all, he would be in the vicinity of other lions to socialize with, and he watches them intently as the days go on. He would even eventually attempt to roar once again. The sanctuary will be Ruben's forever home, as he is too old to be let back out into the wild, and he won't be able to adjust to a new lifestyle. It will be all right, though, as the sanctuary is spacious, populated, and aims to mimic his natural environment as much as possible. Aside from being cared for and monitored closely, he is set to enjoy his life doing whatever he wants within the sanctuary's premises. He is being kept alone in one section for now due to health concerns, but once he recovers nicely, he will be introduced to another older lion that could serve as his companion. After 15 long years, Ruben can finally live in the lands he was always meant to roam.